Hey, Spencer. So Spencer and I were driving. Spencer, kind of drives me around a lot.
It's cool.
Because I found out through the Uber revolution, I really don't like driving. And then after Uber got lame, I just realized, well, Spencer's on the payroll. I could pay for his mileage, and he could come pick me up for work. Where am I going? You know? So I really just like being driven around.
It's fun.
So we were driving, and there was this guy picking his nose next to us. Have we discussed this?
I don't think this was maybe.
So there's a guy picking his nose and say, "Hey, look at that guy's picking his nose." Which, and by the way, is everybody using their pinky? Because I know this is going to freak people out, like when I said that I wipe standing up, but.
You still wipe standing up?
Yeah, I didn't change because I found out that like everyone does this other thing for 40 years. Like I'm fucking like, if there's one thing,
I'll never get over that. I'll never ever.
I know. I mean, I know. I looked it up now, and I'm like, oh shit! Like 40% of the public wipe standing up.
What?
So yeah, and we're human beings. Yeah, and we're among you.
40.
That's according to the statistics.
When you wipe standing up, do you sway back and forth ever?
Yeah, like I sing a little
That's
song.
what I imagine as like
I'm
little
a little
baby,
cloud baby making my poop. It's gotta get it out of my cloud do poop. So listen, I'm not gonna make any more friends.
And you pick your nose with your pinky.
I pick my nose with my thumb.
Your thumb.
Well, I also do. I pick my nose with my thumb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use every finger at my disposal.
I don't know how I would use a pinky. That to me, that would be like trying to open my use my foot to put my car key in. I don't know.
I use my thumb because then you have a shield.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm doing it right now.
Oh,
What's the
that's
shield?
what you've been doing every time you do that?
Wait, what's the shield in this equation?
In this equation, the shield is my fingers.
Oh, so they block vision. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
That's just what I do.
I thought you meant that your thumb had a shield on it. And I was like a thumbnail? All fingers have that. So I'm sorry.
I'm talking about my...
So there was a
no,
guy
I get
picking his nose in the car next to our car. Right. And I was like, guy picking his nose. I don't know, and he was clearly like somebody. When you see somebody picking their nose on the road in the car next to you, like they're it's not like it's either one or the other. Either you see someone that's not willing to pick their nose in a car next to you, or you're seeing someone that is totally willing, and they don't care about shields. You're seeing what they're doing because they don't give a fuck. And I've always been curious about that, and I'm sure so has Seinfeld. Come on
out, Seinfeld.
But hey, what's up with your 100th episode? So I say to Spencer, like, a guy picking his nose is weird. I say that stuff, and then Spencer says, like, I don't care. Like, those are the people I would pick my nose in front of, strangers on the road.
Yeah, fuck them.
And I said, and I heard myself say it, and then I realized, fuck, I'm really fucked up. It was like, I would pick my nose in front of people I knew way before I would pick my nose in front of someone that I would never see again in my life. Because their opinion is what really matters. And I was like, wow, I have, like, syphilis of the soul.
I would tend to feel the same way that Spencer does, but I wonder if maybe that the way that you feel makes you a better person, Dan, because you want to respect the people that you know. But I agree. I've done grosser things like around people that I don't know than people that I do know.
But wait, I want to respect the people that I do know? No,
No, he's willing to gross the people out that he knows.
And disrespect the people that you do know,
Right.
I guess. But like you're less worried about the... Well, wait.
I feel like each person is like a character that's like I feel like I have 100 tries with Jeff to be a decent person, and if a stranger, like, that's why I'm always like really freaked out in public about, like, just like, people like, in the next booth over.
Oh, you're right. You're a worse person.
Yeah. Because I feel like those people, like, I'm like.
Yeah, you really care about their opinion.
Like, they're God or something. Like, those are God's eyes because I'm never going to see them again.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll yell at me, like, if I'm being too loud in public or, like, being too, like, quote, womanly.
What?
Or just, like, I don't know. I was trying to make a joke about you telling me what to do in public. But, like, but you do care about the way that... But I don't know. it goes back and forth with you. Like when you took your flight with Dino a couple of days ago, you didn't care about the people around you, but then other times you
I did though.
Like,
that's why that was my worst nightmare. But I was having a good time with Dino on the flight out to New York, and I knew at the outset, and I had a witness this time because it was for the Adult Swim up front. So that guy JJ that had the grill in his teeth at the up fronts, that he was sitting a couple rows back, and he came up to me at the up fronts and he said, "What the fuck did you do on that flight?" And I said, we were laughing, we were having a good time. He's like, "God damn, I was watching the whole thing." I'm like, they're not doing anything. Jesus, Dan Harmon can't not get into trouble. Like people just don't like him.
What happened?
Well, just this, flight attendant came and crouched down in the midst of Dino and I, just like we were just being happy. And remember our flight?
Yeah, but we were shit kids.
Well, we were
in Vegas for 17 years, and we should have left a long time before. We looked like trouble, I believe.
She came and squatted next to me, and she said, somebody asked me to tell you guys, could you please keep the volume down? I think that was the
someone's working
gist of it. Well, then I think maybe that information came later because I was just I just get devastated. I'm going from the height of my happiness, just having a great time. I'm laughing. Were we the loudest people in first class? Probably, if you're going to bother to chart it. But everyone else had headphones on. It was we were also not being very loud, in my opinion. I'm pretty self-conscious about this stuff because my worst nightmare is what happened, which always happens to me, which is this woman squatting down next to me and saying could you guys pipe it down? You're bumming someone on this plane who will forever remain nameless and faceless wishes you would fucking die and go to hell. And then just okay. And then I can't go from I'm having a good time, I love my life, to I'm having kind of a good time, 90%. I'm gonna go from that to I want to slash my wrists.
I mean, I hate it when people say that they're going to play devil's advocate, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate. You just said that this happens to you all the time.
Yes.
Are you maybe the common denominator in this? This happens to you all the time. Do you think that just the world is against you?
Wait, do you perceive? Well, you tell me. You've been with me for 3 years. Do you perceive me as a loud person in public?
No, I don't. I'm just going.
If I told you that I get chastised a lot in public and I get stared at a lot in public, and if I told you how many times per year someone in a restaurant stops what they're doing and leans over their booth and says excuse me, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I myself am in an improv troupe, and it was a helpful workshop for me, and I don't think it's fair to say. It's just the thing you said that really. How often does that happen to you per year? If I told you 6 times per year for me, would you go okay, something's weird, or would you just? I mean, am I? What did I ever do? I'm just telling you, it just happens to me all the time. And
do you guys remember when we were in Scotland? Did we talk about this? We went to my girlfriend's from a small town called South Queensferry. And went to this little museum on the high street, this small street.
Oh, no.
And we had gone to a pub. We'd woken up. It's we're going to go to a pub crawl. There's 7 bars along the street, and we're going to start at one end. And we're going to do all the pubs, and we did them all. And it was great fun. And it's this cute little quaint street. It's unchanged for hundreds of years. Very quiet and quaint and cutesy. And it's pub, antique shop, pub, antique shop, restaurant, pub. And there's a little museum, tiny little 2-story affair. We go up there, and there's a little old lady who looks like the librarian in Ghostbusters, and she's on a typewriter. And she's just quiet and not talking. And Dan goes, I got to go pee. So he's you go, as far as I know, you go off to look for a restroom. And then you're gone for 15, 20 minutes. And Aaron's where's Dan? And we're I don't know. And then we found out that there was no restroom in the museum, so Dan had gone elsewhere. So Aaron says, I'm going to go look for him. So Kate and I are upstairs with the little cute little old lady on a typewriter, which is amazing. And it's graveyard silence, midday along South Queensferry High Street. And then I just hear, Dan! What are you doing? I lost my wallet! Get over here! Get back here! I lost my wallet! What are you doing? I was you guys, you couldn't have been far enough away that you couldn't have walked and had that conversation. And the little old lady turns up and she goes, did he just say he lost his wallet? I said, we all heard it. And it's the whole city heard this conversation.
I couldn't. I was standing outside a bar that I had attained special permission to walk out of because there was no cell phone coverage. I hadn't paid for my drink because Aaron had my wallet. I had bought a drink.
As I always do.
I had bought a
big part
drink.
of that story is that on the street, no cell phone coverage.
I had bought a drink because I felt like a homeless person using their bathroom. I didn't know if things were like, if that was a transcultural thing, but I felt very awkward walking in and using a place's bathroom and then walking out. So I went to the bar, ordered a pint, used their bathroom, came back, couldn't pay for the pint. My phone I can't text Aaron. The phone has no coverage. And then I explained the whole thing to this poor woman who was like, did not buy a ticket to that ride. But now everyone's like eyeing me because it's like American Werewolf in London. Like I'm just like this like guy that's got this fucking story, and I'm like, I'm just gonna step outside. I just cell phone coverage. I know I can't pay for the drink now, and it's like I just seem like a very suspicious character at this point.
And I see you walking out of the pub, and I'm just waving at you.
So I'm
like,
tethered to
"Come join
this
us."
place by virtue of financial accountability. I have made a big deal out of, if I make a break for it, grab the pitchforks. So I'm like staying with, so I'm just like, and there's Erin, and she just keeps, she's tethered by outrage.
The Bury Man. I really wanted
to a
him to see the
museum,
Bury
and
Man.
is just screaming at me, and I'm screaming at her, and that's what you heard.
Yeah. Oh God. So the next day, Dan comes back. We find out he had to go back to all the bars we went to that day to find his wallet.
I never lost my wallet.
No, I thought you did lose your wallet.
No.
No, I had.
you had his
He had given me his wallet. I was holding onto his wallet. He went to the pub. He came outside. I didn't know
Wait,
where
what
he
was
went.
we were about to just hear a weird. What was the story
Yeah,
going to be?
And
then we met a man with a red hat.
No, I thought you'd actually lost your wallet. You actually had to go look for your wallet after that, but you'd had it in your purse.
Yeah.
Oh,
He had
okay,
given me his wallet because.
Okay.
For some reason, and then so there was this moment when Dan and I are 100 yards away from each other, and I'm in the most angry way possible, waving and yelling because I really wanted him to see. My reason was dumber than his because I was like, "You have to see this exhibit." I wanted him to see the Bury Man.
Yeah.
And so I was screaming, "The Bury Man is here," which must have been even weirder for the museum lady because she's like, "No one has ever been this excited about that."
Yeah, no one's ever been in that museum before.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Dan was
Well, someone was in there and
fuming.
took a piss and had some cats with him.
Dan was fuming on the other side. So
based
anyway,
on the smell.
I guess the point of that
It
story
did
is
smell like a cat
to
peed
tell,
in there, or somebody. Yeah.
I think the difference is that you, nobly so, this is something I admire about you, Dan, is that like you have a lower tolerance for people, like strangers trying to like get their own fun out by telling people to stop doing stuff. And I'm more willing to be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I fucked up." But you stand up for yourself and for the people you're with.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't decode that, but I'm terrified. I'm terrified of strangers in general. So I get more mad at them when they fuck with other strangers. I tend to do what they say over my own best friends. Like I'll just go like, fuck it, it's not worth it. This total stranger is being high maintenance. Let them have their high maintenance moment. Don't let this moment be about us in a bumper car ramming into them. Don't give them that story. Let them be this ignorant, blustery person that's just speeding through our lives. Path of least resistance, Taoism. Let them through. And so sometimes that ends up with me like actually like being more respectful to total strangers than to the people closest to me. What you just spent the last 8 seconds of me talking making these weird plastic man faces like you're Turbo Teen, you're going to turn into a car. And now what were you going to say?
I don't know. I guess I disagree.
You disagree with what I was just saying?
I do. Yeah.
You disagree that I have respect for...
No, I think you're respect for other people, but I haven't seen this behavior that you're talking about. This like that. Jeff,
Oh,
do you
you're
know
talking
what
about when I get mad at like bouncers, bartenders, waiters,
people.
threshold guardians, parasites,
Okay,
people
okay.
who are... Those people don't count. I understand what you're saying. You're thinking of specific stuff. These people are a blight. People who have put themselves in a station where they have decided to lord over one little section of Earth and make everyone else miserable. Yeah, I don't like those people tried to keep my dad poor.
Okay. All right, I gotcha.
I think it's fair to make them feel bad about themselves. Flight attendants,
Waiters,
DMV clerks, cops,
pedestrians.
On our flight,
lawyers.
On our flight, you and I were pretty incensed about the fact because we thought we were having just a good old time. We weren't like barfing and stumbling down the aisles. We got in our seats on a Southwest flight from Vegas back to LA. And yeah, we were drunk, but I didn't think that we were causing any trouble. We were giggling like mad, but like it's a flight back from Vegas, and I've done that flight a million times. Everybody's a little bit drunk, and everyone's giggling and whatnot. And the flight attendant came up to us, or was it the fucking pilot? Like somebody, somebody with some fucking epaulets came over and came over like, "You guys good?"
Yeah.
It was the flight attendant first, right?
Flight attendant came over first. I think we told the story already.
Yeah.
But the flight attendant came over first and said, "Okay, would you guys like something to drink?" Asked us that, and then I said, like, "Oh, do you have a Kettle One vodka?" She's like, "No, we don't." I said, "Well, then whatever vodka you have," and then you ordered something. She's like, "Okay, well, have you guys already been drinking though a little bit?" Like she like led us
Rude.
down this canal.
So rude.
It was so fucking rude. We had to like adjust the citrus and fucking like in our mind, like she conjured images of cocktails in our thought balloons, like we were Mario and Luigi trying to grab a fucking magic hamburger, and then poof, made it go away and said like, "Yeah, you're drunks, fuck off." And then she was like, "So can I get you a soda or anything like that?" And I was like, "No." I was like kind of chastened and just felt bad. And then she walked away. 5 minutes later, some dude comes up. I think it was just another flight attendant, but it was like she was like in the front of the plane, maybe going like now her sensitivity's an issue. Like now she feels like chastened. So he came back and said,
but we made a joke when she walked away. It wasn't like ooh, it was like we have a bomb on the plane. We didn't do that, but we said it's like we kind of went like ooh, like we did crack wise as she was walking away.
I think we gathered up with little shards of our integrity, fucking like cradled them in our little pathetic palms. In a post 9/11 world where these bureaucrats are newly empowered, and it's like it was the fucking worst, man. We didn't do anything wrong, and I never do anything wrong. And anyone that says I do is an enemy of the people. And the people don't include anyone in the service industry. All right. Anyways, it'll be in my blog. I don't know. I don't have any rules. I just think strangers' opinions are important to me. I don't know why. It's like that's the weird thing. The isolating weird thing. The scientific experiment of the car next to you is a unique one because, as Spencer pointed out, you're literally never going to see those people ever again. And there are some people who are liberated by that enough that they'll just jam their pinky up their nose while they idly stare by. There are some people who just like fuck with you, like look over at you and like make weird faces. So like they're kind of like hey, it's like an aquarium. Like what? I struggled through the logic of it. I was like, well, we're on Los Feliz Boulevard. I mean, these people take the same route. And I was like, no, I don't really think I'm ever going to see these people again. Their opinion is valuable to me precisely because I am never going to see them again. Strangers. That's why I sit on Twitter and people go like, I love you, thank you so much. 6 seasons and a thing and the blah, and then the one person goes like, you douche, and I go, all right, stop it, everybody, stop. What's your name? Samantha. Samantha, what the fuck? What makes me a douche? I want to know what makes me a douche. You tell me. You tell everybody. Step right up, everybody. The douche detector's here. Please, for your enjoyment, planet Earth, I present to you Samantha, the douche expert. What was their first inclination that I was a douche? I just was bored. Oh, you were bored, were you? And then everyone else is always like, how come you never just say thanks when I say I love you? Is it because you hate me for loving you? No, I just like what is that? What is this? Is a fucking like? There's a dead pixel on my screen. I gotta fix it. Every person you contact is like you're running your fingers. Your life is running your fingers over this harp. The billion strings.
What if you found out that someone who was nice to you on Twitter was a server or a bartender or a...
I was being glib about that.
Are you saying, Dan, that you feel more defined by the opinions of anonymous people, strangers, than the people that you're close to, like friends, family?
Yeah, because it's like the backscatter machine. Like, are you trusting the the waves that are being objective and moving through your body and probably giving you cancer. I mean, like when we X-ray ourselves, when we take measurements of ourselves, we trust the strangers among the particles and things. We don't trust the things that are stuck to us. We don't define our. When we measure things, we seek objectivity.
So you say friends' opinions of you can't be valid because they're too subjective?
Well, they've entered into a relationship with you. They have a covalent bond now. Their electrons are sharing orbits.
Well, and I
things.
think in your ideal world, your family would be just every stranger that you met. But then the second that you had a conversation with them, then they would drop away. They would just fall away, right?
Well, I hope not.
Because I mean, you're not close to your family.
Yeah, but you got to ask them about that. They waited on me once, and they brought me a lot of wrong water.
Wrong water.
It was ice.
Yeah, it was solid. What's up with that? I don't know. Your reactions to what I'm telling you guys in a confessional state almost sounds
Subjective.
Well, no, persecutorial. Like you guys are
Really?
not only just seeking information, you're actually trying to get me to feel something about this.
I think we're trying to get to the bottom of it, but I do think that you perceive any kind of probing question as persecution sometimes. I think you feel accusation when there isn't one sometimes.
I'm definitely erring on the side of people wanting me to change when I'm talking to them.
Well, I mean, we love you. I mean, it's all nice. We just talking, man. We just chatting. I mean, it is funny. The like
You look so bummed out right now. You look really.
I mean, the speech that you made about like strangers and stuff was confusing to me. I don't want you to feel bad or change or whatever, but like your perception of the way that you interact with the world is this is great. It's great.
It's certainly very different than me because I don't give a fuck about strangers. I don't care about anybody I don't know that thinks about me. I mean, not completely, but like if someone I don't know, like fuck, I don't give a shit. I definitely would chart my course by people that I'm close to and people whose opinions I respect, like that people that I'm closer to. Like I really don't give much of a fuck about like the. I mean, yeah, you're not. I don't know. I think I've said it.
One of the things I really appreciate about you is I feel like you're less stressed out about getting the approval of strangers in small moments like that. Like I know, like I
don't know. We're all saying the opposite thing every other sentence, and between the three of us, our behavior is virtually identical. And I feel like if I just said what you guys say instead of what I say, that you wouldn't be able to. It's not that different. Like
I'm
you
not
guys
trying
are
to
like,
bring you down, but I
guys are
guess
a
the
standard-
difference is that like with bartenders and so, like I've been a server and I've been a thing and a thing, so I have a certain sensitivity to people who are waiting on me. And not that you're insensitive because you're not. You're not an insensitive person. You're a very, very kind, wonderful person. But like we have a different idea of like what it is to be like mean to a server or a bartender or a flight attendant or whatever. I feel like you're quicker to dislike one of those people than I am, and maybe I'm more prejudiced than you are. Maybe you're doing the right thing.
I'm quicker to dislike, but you're more prejudiced.
I mean, more like I'm more
This is
biased.
the most boring.
Yeah, I know.
It's like 60 minutes if it was about nothing, except and also twice as long as 60 minutes.
I apologize. I just don't want you to think that you're being attacked.
I think
I'm
it
not
was
trying to
about
attack
something.
you.
We kind of fell off of it a little.
Yeah, but it was.
Let's talk about gender.
To the extent that it has the possibility of getting specific, it feels like we're getting caught up in these general semantics. Where if I go like, I'm more concerned with strangers' opinions than I am with the people closest to me.
Yeah.
Like that's a very intimate, interesting thing to delve into. If I go, that's not true at all. What do you mean that's not true? Well, that one thing, and it's like we're just back out into static. Like it's not. Now we're talking about nothing.
Sorry. I had a reaction to it. I'm sorry.
But your reaction to it was disbelief. You thought I was lying.
Well, do you really want to talk about this more? I thought you want to move on from this. I would talk about it later. Yes, it's disbelief. I have a different perception, but it's silly. Sorry,
right.
sorry. I'm very sorry.
Okay, I always feel like the things I say, I can count on one hand the times that I'm thinking one thing and deceiving people.
Let's talk
with
about
what
you said this morning at breakfast when you said I like my race more than the other races. Let's go from there.
Yeah, that's just because we were eating cornflakes and it was a metaphor.
I was crying in the corner because we.
Yeah, well, he's free to jump in.
What?